Albert, junior in the College of Arts and Sciences, and I live in Milwaukee.
I'm Rosie, I'm a senior in the College of Business and I live in Milwaukee.
Okay, cool. Now I'm going to ask you some general questions about athletic shoes. What are the most positive things about athletic shoes, and what are the most negative things about athletic shoes?
I think athletic shoes provide excellent arch support, which can lead to a variety of positive results, especially for posture and whatnot. And also stylish.
Okay. What about negative?
Negatives that, I mean, sometimes they aren't stylish. You end up, Reebok shoes that's kind of ugly. So it's give or take for some of them.
I definitely concur on the Reebok end of being unstylish.
Okay, so style.
Well, that wouldn't be a negative, but for the right shoes, that wouldn't be a negative. For the wrong shoes, it would be.
I think they're all ugly, to be honest. I don't ever wear athletic shoes unless I have to.
Yeah, I never wear athletic shoes unless I'm actually doing something athletic.
I think athletic shoes are good for their wide range of applicability. You can wear them in several different instances. One thing I would say I don't like about them is that most of the ones on the market right now are overpriced.
A lot of athletic shoes tend to be good health-wise though for your feet, whereas a lot of dress shoes and sandals tend to be terrible on your feet, so health-wise it's a good plus.
Yeah.
I want to agree with Jeff that a lot of them are really expensive. Like for a good pair, you're looking at $100 bucks, $130. Anywhere from there.
Yeah, I think going off that, sometimes the price is ridiculous, but the material they're made out of is just so flimsy that I don't know, they get torn apart way too easily.
Yeah, durability is an issue from time to time.
But if you get like cheaper ones too, they're like way too heavy and they don't have, good stuff for your feet so they don't sweat and stink and everything like that. So like you kind of have to buy expensive, and they have options.
Not to mention that the producers are manipulating cheap labor.
I was going to say that too, yeah.
Okay. How knowledgeable do you think you are about athletic shoes?
I would say I'm pretty knowledgeable. I mean, I've played sports throughout my life, had to deal with a bunch of them, have had foot issues in the past, health-wise, so have to be conscious of what I'm putting on my feet, I guess.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I haven't had foot issues myself in the past, but just from having played sports all throughout high school and up until I got to college, I'm just trying to be a little bit more conscious of what you purchase, because you do got to find that right balance between comfort and foot health and sometimes outlandish prices that you find for athletic shoes that are branded and marketed as like the best for your feet. So I mean, it's about trying to find that good balance, I guess. I would say I'm decently enough knowledgeable to be able to make a good purchase.
I would say I've dealt with poor athletic shoes and athletic shoes I liked, so I think as far as that goes, I'm fairly knowledgeable.
Good. Okay, and then how often do you wear athletic shoes?
I pretty much only wear athletic shoes.
So like every day?
Yeah.
I almost never wear athletic shoes because I never work out. It's fun.
Yeah, I think I only wear athletic shoes while working out, so I barely wear them, not very often.
So probably 5 times a week.
5 times a week.
Yeah, probably in that range also.
I have to wear athletic shoes every day for work, so.
Okay.
I used to wear athletic shoes. I would change between like cleats and then running shoes and then like track shoes in high school. So I wear like different types of running shoes every day.
Okay. How often do you purchase new athletic shoes?
Not that often. I still have a pair of running shoes that I got coming into freshman year at college, and I mean, part of it is also just that you don't go running that often, so they're still not necessarily fully broken in, but even then, I've had pairs of shoes last me years, basically until they got holes in them, until my foot really starts hurting.
I'm still using the pair of athletic shoes that Kyle gave me like a year and a half ago or something like that. So, yeah.
I still use my high school basketball shoes.
Yeah. I think while I was playing, baseball back in high school, before that, I get, you know, a new pair every year, but then, you know, since I stopped playing a sport, I've had my same pair since freshman year, so, yeah.
I would say once a year.
When I used to run every day, 6 to 8 months.
Okay. So you think they're pretty durable compared to other different shoes? Different kinds of shoes?
Depends on which one you get, some of more durable than
By
others.
brand?
Yeah. Brandon.
Well, not always brand, but a lot of material, what they can take, the beating they can take.
I'd say it depends on what you're using it for too, because if you're just wearing them for recreation, then those are gonna last longer than the ones you wear to, you know, go running or for sports or anything like that.
Okay, and what do you think the most popular brands of athletic shoes are?
Nike.
Nike, Adidas, Nike.
Yeah, and then obviously each sport's gonna have their
Yeah.
preference. So in running, you can go from Nike to Asics to Brooks.
Yeah.
Other
Brooks.
Brothers, yeah. Stylish.
Okay, and what are your favorite brands, and tell me why?
My favorite's Nike. Just fits my feet well.
They fit well for you.
Yeah, I mean they have a wide variety of what kind you're looking at, so you can stick with them and get it wide. Whatever you need.
Nike for running, and it's because like they also adjust the different types of shoes they have for the different terrains that you run on, and so I like that they're lightweight for asphalt running and like they're a little thicker for like terrain running, but Adidas for soccer for sure.
I agree completely with that. Nike for either running or just to have for if you're looking for a shoe that's kind of athletic, like an athletic kind of shoe, but you're gonna use it mostly just for recreation or like just everyday random use. Nike is good for that. But for soccer, I definitely found Adidas to be the most comfortable and just the easiest on my feet.
Yeah, I'd say just wearing around, just go with the crowd, Nike. But for baseball, it's like a different sport. I mean, there just ranges from Mizuno to New Balance, even. And of course, like Nike and Under Armour. But I mean, they're all good.
Yeah. Okay. What is important to you when you are purchasing new athletic shoes? And then tell me what's least important.
For me, it's just if I like the look or not, and the price. If the price is reasonable and I like the look, and it's not important. I guess if I really like the shoe, price would be less important, but that's more of a rare case.
When you say the look of the shoe, do you mean like the color, the design, or what do you mean exactly?
A combination of both.
Okay.
I would say customization is important to me. I like being able to have a say in how the shoe looks. You know, I think it's cool when brands allow consumers to do that. Something I don't like would probably be price. I don't really have very much disposable income.
Okay.
Yeah, price is probably the biggest factor for me, because I don't think I'll ever buy like a pair of full price shoes. I only buy my shoes when they're on sale, because otherwise they're just too expensive for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say price and comfort or whatever, you know, it's gotta fit my foot right, so if it doesn't, do bad. But look to me is not a big deal, I get, because they're athletic shoes, I'm just gonna be running around in them,
Yeah, I would agree. Look isn't the most important thing for me. It's more likely price. If it's too expensive, I don't care how good it looks, I'm not gonna buy it. Going off the customization thing, I know something cool that soccer shoes and cleats started doing not like too long ago was they made it so that you could they had screw in
Oh, cleats. Yeah.
yeah, and so in that aspect of customization, it was so, you know, like there were cleats specially more designed for like rough terrain or like for when it was muddy and rainy outside, or if it was just like slick field or like a turf like synthetic field. So that's something that was really cool that soccer shoes kind of like brought in terms of the customization issue. So I mean I think that's pretty cool and also just very much effective.
For running, flexibility of the shoe and weight of the shoe for sure, and like I'd be willing to spend more money on like better shoes if I'm using an underdog for that. But
Good. What is one thing that you wish your current athletic shoes had that is different? Do you want me to like elaborate?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
show you that.
So like, what do you wish that your shoe kind of had that it doesn't have right now? So like, maybe like, when you buy the shoe, it comes with 2 different laces, you know, so you could change it up because maybe you don't like that color of that lace or something like that, or just anything that pops into your head.
I guess I'm going on the laces. I guess I would like if it was a little easier to switch out laces. Smart shoes is kind of a pain.
For me, it'd be like insoles in most athletic shoes tend to just be like fillers, and like they actually like suggest that you go out and buy different insoles to put in, instead of just being able to maybe like come with a couple different that you could try, like thinner or thicker, depending on what comfort you want and what weight.
Customization of fit and style are also, I think, important things that companies overlook sometimes in the shoe business.
It'd be cool to choose like what the material is, like choose what your shoe's made out of.
Yeah, I wanna like choose like the weight, I think, of it, because, you know, when you're, you know, like the color and things like that, like if I find a shoe that I like, you know, how it looks and how it feels and everything like that, but if it's too heavy or it's too, you know, whatever, you know, I'm not gonna be able to run in it, or I can't run in it, but it's like worse, you know, I think it'd be kinda cool to like be able to, you know, decide the, you know, the weight of the shoe or something like that.
It would be cool if more shoe companies had like warranties. I know that could be abused pretty easily, but you know, sometimes you can have a pair of shoes ripped just for like a freak reason or something, and then you have to go buy a new pair and you're out, you know, 60, 80, however much money you pay for those shoes.
Okay. And then referring to the popular brands you guys listed earlier, what makes those brands so popular? So you guys said like Nike, Adidas, Reebok. I think you guys said Under Armour too.
I think a lot of that would be just brand recognition and brand loyalty in the case of Nike, just because, you know, honestly, their materials probably aren't that much better than Adidas, but we, as a general public, perceive them to be just much better.
Endorsement's big too, I think, when you see a celebrity or an athlete wearing a certain shoe, I think that is able to reach a huge audience and they respond to that.
Yeah, I mean the ones we named also are pretty much the huge ones of the groups, and with that comes a larger variety of shoes that they produce, so it's going to attract more people.
I think with Nike, it's just more of a classic look. It's just like, with Adidas and Reebok and all the other brands, they don't really have any looks that have like stood the test of time exactly. And Nike's been pumping out most of the same styles for years, just tweaking them. And I think people like that.
Okay. Anything else? All right. Last question. How much are you willing to spend on athletic shoes?
I think going off what Rosie said, and that she would spend more, she's gonna use the shoe more often. I think if I was using the shoe every single day, you know, at least for all of the day, I can, you know, get it pretty pricey, I guess, you know, upwards towards, you know, past 100 obviously, but I mean, it's getting put to good use, so I think it's worth it at that point.
I think it depends on what you're using it for, because like if you're gonna use it every day to go to class, I'd prefer something cheaper, but if you're using it for like protection of like your feet when you're running or playing sports, like that's huge. So.
Yeah, to me it also is about utility. If I'm just, honestly, I'd probably pay more for a shoe I'm gonna wear less. Like if Nike comes out with a limited edition, like low top shoe, then I would probably pay more for that than like a pair of Nikes that I'm just gonna wear every day to go to class.
I'd pay less. $50 or less. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd pay for a good shoe, but I would like to pay like around 100. I wouldn't pay more than 200 for any shoe. You know, it doesn't matter how nice it is.
Yeah, I think that's definitely like the sticking point is $100. Like if I were to have foot problems or something, then yeah, I'd want to pay more so I get a better quality shoe. But just for shoes that, you know, I'd like wear every day or wear the jeans, or I would be like wearing like to play sports, and I would, you know, $60 to $80 somewhere in there.
I think I agree with, I mean, I'd agree with that, like $50. Like I stick to the clearance rack as much as I can.
I get shoes donated to me most of the time.
Christmas.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to add? No? Okay. That was it. Thank you guys.
You're welcome.